There is a wealth of musical resources beyond Malaysia. Music festivals, masterclasses, conferences, and so much more. But we believe that music education can be for everyone, no matter where we are, especially for the students in Malaysia. And that is how we started the Rondo production. Since 2019, we have collaborated with over 62 artists from 15 countries, bringing exclusive digital content and quality music events, reaching over 20,000 worldwide audiences. As a social enterprise, we offer additional services to make our music programs accessible and affordable for all, from in-house productions to collaborations with organizations and individuals. We reinvest our profits into our music programs to inspire students and help musicians succeed in their artistic journeys.
Berklee's Boston campus pulses with music, theater, dance, and artistic energy. Located in the city's vibrant Back Bay neighborhood, it's an ideal place to begin developing your lifelong professional network with artists and creative thinkers from all over the world. From our custom-built high-rise that houses students, a dining hall that doubles as a concert space, and a 10-studio music production complex, to our state-of-the-art classrooms, practice facilities, and performance halls, Berklee offers an unparalleled setting for students to learn and develop as artists. Find yourself here. Schedule a campus tour and experience Berklee firsthand.
Okay, welcome back everyone. Before I begin, allow me to share my screen. All right, hello everyone. A very warm welcome to Asia's first virtual music education fair, Muset Weekend, which is organized by the Rondo Production. We hope you're well wherever you are. Before I begin, we would like to express our gratitude to our main sponsor, the Associated Board of Royal Schools of Music, ABRSM, and of course, the participating institution, Berklee College of Music, which is located in Boston, and it's the world's preeminent college for study of music. And Simon, a Berklee alumni from Malaysia, is here to answer any questions that you might have. So just to set some house rules before we begin, please keep your microphones muted while you're not speaking, and turn off your video if it helps with your connection. Use the chat room for questions and replies, and make sure that you're sending it to everyone. So finally, respect the presenter by listening attentively and raise your hands should you require any assistance. This session is being recorded, and the recordings will be shared with all the attendees afterwards. If you do not wish to be captured in the recording, please keep your video off. Next, post a story with our Instagram filter, tag us at the RondoProd, and also hashtag MuseAtWeekend2021 to earn points. I will explain how it works on the next slide. You can either scan the QR code on the screen or click the link in the chat box to get the filter. So, each participant will earn points through attending every live session, posting it and tagging us on your social media. For example, attending 3 sessions and posting 4 stories tagging us and our hashtag would earn you 7 points. So do attend as many sessions as you can, as points will be accumulated, and the 3 participants with the highest points will receive a free merchandise. So without further ado, let's begin. We will first view a video presentation that Daniel from the admission team has very kindly recorded for us. Following that, we have Simon, who will be answering any questions that you might have. So bear with me as I share the video presentation by Daniel. Okay, let's begin. Hold on a second. All right.
Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Berklee Information Session in Musea Weekend 2021. Before we get started, if you can scan this QR code, that will allow you to download a digital view book. So I'm just going to give you a few seconds. And in the meantime, a few words about myself. My name is Daniel Abusi. I'm Assistant Director of Admissions, and I'm currently located in Boston, Massachusetts. And today I'm going to be talking a little bit about what it takes to get into Berklee College of Music and what Berklee College of Music is doing here in the US and around the world. So this is my contact information. My email is admissions@berklee.edu. So if you have any questions pertaining getting into Berklee, don't be afraid to send me an email to admissions@berklee.edu. And here's also a QR code to my most recent music that I produced with some Berklee faculty and alumni. If you want to check it out, please be my guest and feel free. Okay, so I have a very brief video to take you on a quick campus tour. So please enjoy this.
Berklee's Boston campus pulses with music, theater, dance, and artistic energy. Located in the city's vibrant Back Bay neighborhood, it's an ideal place to begin developing your lifelong professional network with artists and creative thinkers from all over the world. From our custom-built high-rise that houses students, a dining hall that doubles as a concert space, and a 10-studio music production complex, to our state-of-the-art classrooms, practice facilities, and performance halls, Berklee offers an unparalleled setting for students to learn and develop as artists. Find yourself here. Schedule a campus tour and experience Berklee firsthand.
All right, so moving forward, we're going to be talking about Berklee College of Music in Boston. As you know, Berklee is a very international organization, and we have several campuses around the world. Our headquarters remain the campus in Boston, founded in 1945. Here is where we have 14 majors of undergraduate programs. Then we have one master program called Global Jazz Performance, as well as a number of summer programs that run between the months of July and August. Moving forward, another piece of the puzzle is Berklee Online, founded in 2002. Here is where you can find a huge number of programs ranging from certificate to bachelor to master's, and everything is offered online from start to finish. So please feel free to check that out. Then moving forward, we have our campus in Valencia, Spain, founded in 2012. We developed this campus to house most of our graduate programs that you can see listed on the slide on the left. And then we have an extremely cool opportunity for students who are looking to get a bachelor's degree in Boston. You can apply for the Boston degree and then choose to spend your first year of undergraduate studies in Spain. In this way, you'll have access to the different communities of students and educators. And as you know, in the music industry, being able to build this connection is probably the most important thing. Moving forward, we also have the Boston Conservatory at Berklee. Used to be a separate school, but we merged with them in 2016. The Boston Conservatory is one of the oldest, one of the most ancient conservatory in the United States. We over 150 years of history, and we merged with them in order to have within our programs dance, music, and theater. Okay, so coming to Berklee will really allow you to use the facility of two different schools and to network with people coming from different backgrounds. Then we have Berklee NYC. This is something extremely new that we launched last year, Berklee, New York City. The reason why we opened this campus is because a few years ago, we acquired a state-of-the-art recording facility called the Power Station. Okay, it's a legendary recording studio where folks like Dire Straits and David Bowie recorded some of their best hits. Now that we've acquired and is turned into a Berklee campus, we're able to offer a brand new Master of Arts in Creative Media and Technology, which has the 3 specializations that you can see on this page. So do not be afraid to check these out on the website. Feel free to just look up on Google Master of Arts in Creative Media and Technology, and you'll see the description of these 3 absolutely fantastic programs that we're now offering on the Berklee NYC campus. Moving forward, we have also a brand new Bachelor of Arts in Music Industry Leadership and Innovation. This is something extremely new, and I'm going to separate this from the other undergraduate programs that I'm going to be talking about, because this is a brand new program that we're going to introduce at Berklee in the fall 2022, and it's the only bachelor's degree at Berklee that does not require an audition or proficiency in music. And this is because this program focuses on leadership and innovation, right? So if you have a background in leadership experience, passion for management, a passion for music and the music industry, and you do not have a background necessarily in music or music proficiency, this may be a great program for you, okay? In order to apply, there is going to be an interview, there is going to be a resume that needs to be written together with a cover letter, and you need to be strong academically. But without further ado, let's move forward and talk a little bit about life on campus, okay? I get students ask me all the time, what is it like to live in Boston? To me, it's absolutely terrific. Berklee College of Music is located right in the heart of Boston, Massachusetts. So if you come to Berklee, you get a chance to live and study downtown, which to me is one of the best part of living and studying at Berklee. In terms of living on campus, so we have 4 residence halls, and all of our students can decide from the time they get in whether or not to live on campus. So living on campus is not mandatory, but if you want to live on campus, you know, we have 4 residence halls and they're all stone throw from each other. Now, why should you be at Berklee? So I took the liberty of putting together a list of reasons why you should make Berklee your university of choice. To me, the most important one is the one that is bolded in black. We're the only college in the world with a focus on all styles of music, okay? This to me is extremely important because it means that if you're coming from, let's say, a rock background or a jazz or a pop or a traditional music background, you're more than welcome to file your application and you will find your spot at Berklee to perfect the skills that you're looking to perfect. Now, in terms of career, which is something extremely important to you as you prepare to apply, we have a department on campus called Career Center, whose only job is to hook up our students with internship opportunities and jobs, you know, as they're in the States or internationally after graduation. So feel free to look up the website that the Career Center has. You can just look up on Google Berklee Career Communities and you'll find a very, very interesting page that will tell you if you decide to go into a field like composition or music business or recording, what are the career opportunities that you can look into, okay? And here's also a very, very brief list of well-renowned companies that have hired students who have graduated from Berklee. And you can see Spotify, Disney, NBC Universal, Tesla, Sony Music, and so on and so forth. So in the end, how do you make this possible and how do you apply to Berklee? Everything begins with this link that you see on this page at berklee.edu/apply. Then you can choose one of the institutions under the Berklee umbrella that you're interested in. And after that, you will receive an invite to audition and interview if you're applying for a bachelor program, right? In this invite, you will have a time and a date and a location if you're choosing an in-person audition location, okay? Last piece of the puzzle is going to be to submit your supplemental material. So 3 easy steps for your Berklee application. You do not have to choose a major. By the time you apply, you can express your interest towards one of these. We have a total of 14 undergraduate majors, but you do not need to commit to one. You know, by choosing one of these, by the time you apply, that does not commit you to anything. And that's because all of our students can only officially declare their major in their 2nd year. This will give you enough time to talk to your professors, to talk to senior students, to talk to the department's chairs and co-chairs, so that you can really make the best decision on which one is the most suitable for you, right? Obviously, we also have a pretty generous pair majors and minors, right? Moving forward, if you're looking to apply for Berklee, you should keep in mind that we have different application deadlines for the 3 different semesters that we have. There's a fall and spring and a summer semester running in either September, January, and May. You can choose to enter any of these semesters. We just have different application deadlines. For the fall, it's a little different because that's our busiest intake, obviously. And there's 2 ways to apply. One is to the regular action cohort, and the second one is to the early action, right? Early action will allow you to submit all of your documents by November 1st so that you will get an early decision on January 31st. And then with the regular action, you will need to submit everything by January 15 to receive your decision by March 31st, okay? If you apply for an undergraduate program or one of those programs that you saw on that list where you saw the 14 majors, you will indeed have to audition. So you will receive an invitation to audition, and we have 4 parts included in this audition. There's a prepare piece, an improvisation piece, year training, and sight reading. Okay, so for the prepare piece, you will need to prepare a piece of your choosing. So you have 3 to 5 minutes to play 1 or 2 songs. It could be an original, it could be a cover. Just make sure that you prepare something that you're comfortable with, something that makes you look good and sound good, okay? Don't try to prepare something that you think we want to hear. Bring to the audition what you're known to be good at, right? So that's for the prepare piece. And there is a lot of flexibility for this part of the audition because you can play that with an accompanist, you can play that with your teacher, you can play it with your band, or you can play it alone on a backing track, and so on and so forth. Okay, so that's just for the first piece. Second part is going to be improvisation, and to me is one of my favorite parts. You really get to play with our faculty. So you will either receive a backing track if you're auditioning online, or you will get to play some music with our faculty live in your audition room. As soon as you hear a progression on the piano or on the guitar, you will have to identify the key and play along and play your solo. Please remember that when you apply for Berklee, you apply on one principal instrument, and that's the instrument that you're going to have to use to perform in each of these pieces of the audition. Okay, moving forward, we have a year training piece as well. During the year training, you will be required to perform in a number of clapping exercises. Okay, they usually begin with something easy and they get a little bit more complicated down the line. And this is really our way to assess how developed your year is. Moving forward, you may be required to also identify a progression of notes that you hear and find it on your principal instrument. And you may also be asked a few questions more towards the music theory side of things, and that includes chord recognition, right? You hear a chord, you won't have to necessarily recognize which note or which chord it is, but you will indeed have to recognize if it's a major, a minor, a 7, a diminished, and so on and so forth. And then in the last piece of year training, you may also be asked to identify notes within chords. If one of our professors asked you to identify the notes within, let's say, E7, you have to think about it and share with them which notes are included in this chord, right? Last piece of the puzzle is sight reading. You will be shown 2 or 3 practice exercises that are related to your principal instrument, okay? This is something that obviously you've never seen before. They do not tend to be too long. They're pretty simple, and we just want to make sure that you have some, had some exposure to sight reading. Remember that the better you perform in your audition, the easier it is for you to secure scholarships, okay? Our only way for you to secure a scholarship for entering student is to audition. So the better you perform, the easier it is for you to get a scholarship, and the amount of the scholarship depends on how outstanding your performance during the process is, right? These are called merit-based scholarship because, like I said, you can receive it by auditioning. The greatest thing about the scholarship is that 45% of our students end up getting this award every year. They tend to be pretty generous. and they are renewable over the course of 4 years. This means that if you get, for example, let's say a $10,000 scholarship award, you get to keep that every year until graduation, as long as you can maintain your GPA requirements. We also have presidential scholarships available. These include 100% of your tuition and accommodation fees. They tend to be very competitive, but they're available to students that are applied for Berklee. So don't be afraid, try your best in the audition, go ahead and apply. And then, you know, this 15 minutes, that's all that it takes. The audition lasts 15 minutes, may actually change your life. After the audition, there's also an interview piece. So you'll be auditioning for 15 minutes, then you'll take a very quick break, and then we'll bring you to an interview room where you get to meet an admission representative, and you will talk with them about, you know, where you're coming from, what is it that you want to do, why you're choosing Berklee, how long have you studied music, how many songs you released, for example, and really what your music journey looked like and is looking like. And then we want to also hear about your goals. What is it that you want to do? What is it that you want to do after graduation? Okay. Do you have any specific plans? Please feel free to share that with the person that is interviewing you. Okay. Last piece of the puzzle is going to be supplemental materials after your audition. Not obviously right after, but you know, within a few days from your audition, you will have to submit these to us. The most important part of this is your transcripts. We need to make sure that we see the most updated transcripts that you have. So if you're in high school, we need to see your current high school transcripts. If you're in college, we need to see current college transcripts together with your previous high school transcripts. This is really to make sure that you're also solid from an academic perspective. If you want to make it into Berklee, you need to have an acceptable level of musical proficiency together with a good level of academics, okay? Berklee admissions has a requirement of 3.0 GPA. So if your GPA is around the 3.0 ballpark, you'll be absolutely fine. If it's considerably lower than that, this may indeed affect your application. So make sure that you take a look at your grades and make sure to improve them if you are not around the 3.0 ballpark, okay? Also, if English is not your first language, you also need to submit English scores. We accept TOEFL, IELTS, Duolingo, and you can see the scores, the required scores on this slide. Everything else is outside of the transcripts and English scores is optional. So SAT and ACT are optional. Personal statements, song links, letter of recommendation, they're all optional and can be submitted to our team at eo@berklee.edu. Okay, so if you're already filing an application and you want to include these new materials to your application, feel free to send these to eo@berklee.edu. All right, so my presentation ends right here. It was a huge pleasure to speak in Music Ed 2021, and I want to say thank you to everybody in attendance to today's fair, and I want to say thank you to Rondo Production for making this happen, and I look forward to hearing from you. So if you have any questions about applying, and if you have any questions about careers in music, please do not hesitate to contact us. My email or my department email is admissions@berklee.edu. So don't be afraid to reach out. Don't be a stranger. We'll talk to you soon. Okay, bye.
Perfect. Great sharing from Daniel. Hi, Simon, are you here with us?
Yes, I'm here. Hello, everyone.
Hello. So good to have you here. Good to see you.
Likewise. How's everyone doing?
Yeah, good. Yeah, good. And I hope everyone's good as well.
Yes, how can I help you guys? On behalf of Berklee, I'm here. I'm actually a Berklee alumni. I graduated in 2007. And so if you guys have any questions about, you know, preparing for Berklee or life at Berklee, or even life after Berklee, you know, you're more than welcome to ask. Question times. I
Yeah, feel
believe
free to
Daniel,
ask.
yeah, Daniel, I believe he covered most of the things anymore. It could be simple questions also. There's no wrong or right questions. Go ahead, guys. Go ahead. How would you like the
Simon,
questions to come? You want people, yes?
oh,
Yes.
so sorry to cut you off. Yeah, go ahead. I just want to say that there's a question from Daniel as well, the other Daniel,
Okay.
about requirements for applying scholarship.
Requirements for applying for scholarship. It's very simple, as Daniel mentioned in the video. You just need to be able to perform well and prepare well for the interview. How do you actually do that? You know? So, Daniel, let me ask you a question. Is it convenient for you to talk if you want to talk? Is that okay, Norman?
Yeah, everyone
Yes,
listening.
yes.
I'm good.
Okay, Daniel, let me ask you a question. Do you have your prepared piece ready?
Sorry, what do you mean by the prepared key?
Okay, prepared piece. There's four things you need to know. I'm talking about the first thing, okay? The first thing is called the prepared piece. The prepared piece is just
Oh,
the piece of
prepared
music that
piece.
you're playing, yes, for the Berklee audition. It should not be
Oh,
longer than 5 minutes. I mean, it can be, but around 5 minutes, plus minus. Yeah? So,
oh.
yes, let me ask you this question. What prepared piece songs are you preparing?
Inuma,
In terms of
we
what,
practice
what style? Is it classical,
mostly the
rock,
pop.
pop
No, the
music?
contemporary.
Okay, pop
Yes.
music, right? Is
But
this your
I also can
favorite
play
style?
classical.
What is your favorite style of music?
Favorite style of music.
Yes,
Mostly is contemporary,
it's mostly
like the Korean
contemporary.
pianist Inuma.
Ah, if that is your favorite and you feel that this is the best way you can express yourself through, mind if I ask you a question? Are you a singer or do you play an instrument?
Playing the instrument, and I also can sing.
Okay, very nice. But during the audition, you can only choose one principal instrument or voice. So when you apply for Berklee, you can choose either voice or piano. Let's say if you're a piano player, or if you are a
Yes.
mandolin player,
Yes.
Chinese instrument, you can also write mandolin or flute. Berklee is a very open-minded school when it comes to instruments. It can be traditional instruments. It can also be DJs apply for Berklee too, by the way. Yeah. So, I mean, some people, they don't really play piano.
Wow.
They play on sequences. You guys heard of sequences? MIDI keyboards? They just hook up the MIDI keyboard
Yes, I
to the
know.
laptop and stuff like that.
I
You can
know. I
also
know.
audition as that can also be your principal
Yes.
instrument for the audition and interview. It's super cool, right?
I currently learning this one.
Yeah, but anyways, my whole point is you
Music
need to have a
production.
prepared piece with one
Oh,
focus, either your voice or piano. If you sing and play, you need to choose which one is your strength, which is stronger. If you feel that your voice is stronger than your piano, then you apply as a voice. Apply as
yes.
a principal instrument as your voice. Is that
Yes.
clear? So this is one.
Yes. Clear.
Do well in your prepared piece. When I say do well, means you have to, if you need scholarships, you need to wow them. It's a feeling thing. Do you
Yes.
understand?
Yes,
But
understand.
it's a feeling thing. It's all about how well you present yourself. It's not about, let's say if you like rock and roll, for instance, right?
Yes.
And then dress up like a rocker for the audition. It's fine because you like rock. You're trying to express
Yeah.
that you like rock. If you're a classical musician,
A bit especially.
you dress. People say you dress nicer, but I'm not saying that rockers don't dress nice. That's what I'm trying to say. Just be yourself, express your best in your prepared piece. Number two,
Yes.
improvisation. I'm actually repeating what Daniel mentioned, but I hope this is clearer somehow because we get to talk, right? So the second thing you need to focus on is improvisation. Okay? To be able to improvise.
Yes.
So when you improvise, whether it is, the Berklee auditioners will be like, wow, or, this guy can improvise. If it's more like, wow, then you do stand a chance to have a scholarship because that's how you prepare for it. You just got to focus on your music skills. And number three, you have sight reading as well. Sight reading is based on lead
Yes.
sheets mainly. Okay, if you guys heard of lead sheets.
Yeah, with the notes.
Yeah, melody, 5, and on a
Yes.
staff.
Yes, of course,
There's notes
I
on
know how to
chords.
read sheet.
Yes. I mean, it depends on your instrument as well, but let's say if you're a pianist, it's basically keys. Yeah, so sight reading, you need to be able to read the notes, play in the style that's written. For instance, if they write funk, funk it out. If they write
Yeah.
bossa nova, play in the bossa nova feel. If it's samba, that's the sight reading part. Of course, there are also some sight reading exercises that are just like classical sight reading, left hand, right hand written. So it's good that you prepare for all these just in case.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes,
Last
okay.
is your ear training and rhythmic dictation. Okay? The ear training could be as simple as, it could start with very simple. Maybe they just sing 3 notes. They just say like, ha ha ha, sing it back.
Yeah.
So like that, okay, if you can sing it back, no
Yeah.
problem. And then you'll go harder and harder and harder.
We
That's
ask
it.
Emma.
Yeah, you're just supposed to have fun. It's a fun interview. It's a fun audition, and the interview is fun as well. Basically, we want you to feel comfortable. We want you to feel,
Yes.
Berklee auditioners are Berklee teachers, and Berklee teachers are cool people. You know what I mean? Even the interviewers, the admissions team, they're all very friendly people.
Yes,
Daniel,
understood.
first time I met him till today, he's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm sure you're cool too, Daniel. So I
Yeah.
hope this answers your question with the scholarship.
Yes.
Yeah, because
Yes,
Berklee
of
is not
course.
yeah, I
Yes.
mean, it all depends on how many people are applying for this, and the level of people also. So no point comparing with others. Compare with yourself, Daniel. This is my only advice. Yes, there's always people better than
Right.
us or not as good as us, but so what, we help each other. This music industry at the end of the day is very small.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, so keep up the good work, whatever you're doing. Feel free to ask me more questions. Let's move on in case there's other questions.
Yeah, thank you for that. Thank you for
No
that, Simon.
problem, Norman.
We have another question. I think it is a more personal question, but yeah. So he asked, how's your career journey after graduating from Berklee?
Okay, I'm just going to give you a very general answer because everyone has different goals.
Sure.
Okay, this is from Muhammad Ridwan Mahali, right?
Yes.
So, Muhammad Ridwan, it depends on, actually for me, it's very simple also. I know what I wanted to do before I entered Berklee. I mean, when I knew what I wanted to do in terms of my career before I entered Berklee. So once you set your mind on that, it could be, okay, I want to be a music educator. It could be, I want to be a performer. I want to be a music producer. It could be things like that. Set your mind on it, stick to it, don't give up. Berklee is there to give you tools to make this happen. At the end of the day, it is you you and Berklee will do their best to actually support you, to achieve your career goals. If you look at the list of careers, alumni have, it ranges not only, they don't end up as just music teachers, there's producers, there's music therapists, there's sound engineers, there's film scorers, there's music business people, music educators and whatnot. So I hope this answers your question. Any other questions, Norman?
Yes, we do have. There's a question from Joshua. He asks, is there a more economical option for Malaysian students to study at Berklee?
Okay, this is a very good question. There's so many answers to this, Let's put it this way. I believe, if Rondo has an answer for them also, I believe maybe Rondo has the answer for them in this sense. But what is most economical? Again, I say prepare well for your audition and interview. The scholarships will help a lot. This is number one. Okay? So let me just tell you a simple story of mine in terms of scholarship. I am a scholarship student at Berklee. I was, sorry. So, because I graduated, so past tense. but I still am staying in touch with Berklee until today. You know, I'm so thankful for the opportunity. I thought I could never end up in Berklee when I was preparing for Berklee because of financial reasons. But I tried for the audition and interview. And surprisingly, you know, I had a scholarship. So all I can say is this is one way. Prepare for it. You know, if Rondo, you have ways for them to prepare, that, you know, feel free to share, you know, as well. You know, I hope that not only I will be talking, you guys could talk as well. Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Yes.
Yeah, but
Norman,
yeah,
but I
but
haven't
yeah,
answered the full question yet. That's just one, yeah? Can I go on
Yeah.
just a bit more?
yeah, of course,
Yeah.
of course.
So scholarships is one. All right. And when you're in Berklee, you can also look up financial aids. I mean, unfortunately, as international students, financial aids are lesser, you know, but you can look it up. If you go on www.berklee.edu, just type in the keyword under the search, you know, the magnifying glass thing, the search thing, just type scholarships or financial aid. You will find some information there, you know, and also contact information. You know, that's one. Another way is to go through Berklee affiliated schools. You can also look up, let me just see the Berklee website. Yeah, I just need to double check. One moment. I believe it is called Berklee Global Partners. If you go on berklee.edu or www.berklee.edu, just type in under the search Global Partners. Let me see if I can find anything real quick. Berklee Global Partners. Awesome. I found the first link. So if you guys can just Google it, there's academic partners, network partners, affiliate partners, special partnership. You can look up this and then go do your homework and check how much the partners charge. It may be lesser. You know, it depends on the country as well. It depends. You know, if you go to Japan, you know, you need to speak Japanese, of course. It may be more cost effective. I'm not so sure. You can look up on the website and contact them. But language-wise, that's also another thing you need to consider, you know. So I hope this answers your question in terms of academic partners. Yes.
Thank you so much, Simon.
You're most welcome. Any other
leading,
questions?
yeah, leading up to that, there's one question asked that does ICOM, which is the International College of Music in Malaysia,
ICOM, yes.
yeah, guaranteed you a place in Berklee?
ICOM guarantees you a place in Berklee. I'm not sure. I think you have to refer to the relevant department at ICOM. But as far as I know, as of today, you still need to audition and interview.
Okay.
Yes.
So it's the same process as the other music students who want to
It's the
apply.
same process. Back then, they had this Berklee transfer program. You know, as of now, I think you can check with an ICOM representative to see if it is still available. But as far as I know, you need to go through the audition and interview. Or this question can be more directed towards Daniel. Yeah, that'll be better. Just email admissions@berklee.edu. Okay?
Correct.
Yeah. This is just based on what I know. Yes. Go ahead. Any other questions?
Yes. There's one question from Wee Ling Long. She asked, can online graduates applicants qualify for scholarships?
It depends on the program that you are applying for. You can email admissions@berklee.edu, mention which program you want to be on, and if there are scholarships available or not. I hope that helps.
And also, she also asked that can those who have just finished IGCSE examinations apply for the undergraduate courses?
IGCSE, is that equivalent to
A-levels.
A-levels?
I
Okay.
believe so.
Okay. So basically, for undergraduate, you don't need to have an A-levels as well. You can just graduate high school, have a high school transcript and a high school cert. And then you go through a company that Berklee would recommend, and then you can just audition and interview for Berklee directly. You don't need A-levels. But if you do have A-levels, awesome, you know. It's a plus, it's an experience for you, I believe, you know. Yes.
Yeah.
Any other questions? No problem.
Yeah. there's a question. Yeah, it's about the life in Berklee. How is the classical music students' life in Berklee?
For a classical music student's life in Berklee, well, you know, I've got a bunch of classical music friends.
Yeah.
Everyone has different lifestyles. So, you know, some like to eat burgers, some like to eat nasi lemak, some likes to eat roti canai, you know, in a Malaysian sense. Uh, but what do you mean by life at Berklee? Can you be more specific? For
I think
instance, food, it could be performances, or what you're talking about. Yeah.
I think in general, if it's in general, I think it's just about the people there. Like, is it easy to
Okay,
get along with
so
people
let's
there?
say classical musicians, okay? It depends because I've got friends who are purely, I love classical music. I'm so in love with classical music, you know, other kinds of music. I'm not very acceptive, for instance, okay? So if that's the case, um, I don't know, you will find a lot of diversity there somehow. Maybe you will feel inspired to face different kinds of music as well, but your focus can be in classical music. For instance, in the film scoring major, you know, everyone thinks, let's say if you're actually a pop player or a jazz player or a contemporary music player, okay? A contemporary music musician. If you may think that you don't need to learn classical music when you want to major in composition major, for instance. But actually, the answer is you do have to face classical things as well. This is the answer for contemporary people. So for classical people, in a way, it's good to also face contemporary music. You know, think about it. Music changes through time. Interest of people changes. So I believe that as musicians, we do need to have an open mind as well. So, you know, Norman, I'm trying to answer this question from many angles because I'm still not very sure if what I'm answering is what this person is looking for, you know.
Yeah, of
Ask
course.
deeper, no problem. Go ahead.
Yeah.
But of course, yeah, classical, contemporary, Berklee, honestly, if you ask my personal opinion, I used to be classically trained. I believe just like most of us here, you know, and I did contemporary halfway through my classical years. And then I realized through time, actually, music is music at the end of the day. You know, it's just whether, yeah. If
Yeah.
one,
Yeah, that's right.
Yep, music's just music at the end of the day.
That's right.
Any other questions, Norman?
We have actually 3 more questions in the chat box.
Yeah.
Vanessa Lim asked, what are some of the opportunities, for example, internships available for composition majors in Berklee?
Ooh, this is, it depends on the time and date and when, but there's this Office of Career Development that you can get in touch with if you are in Berklee, and you can just look at the list of internships that's available when you are at Berklee. Yes.
Yeah, guys can also just email Daniel and also contact them for further
You
information.
can, yeah. These are questions that are most likely Daniel's department will forward your question to a different department. But step one is just to audition and interview first before diving so deep into these. But these are all available. You know, internships. There's also work study positions. Have you guys heard of work study before? Let's say if you're a student, you want to make some extra pocket money, go into the student employment office and register yourself and see what job opportunities are available, and then apply for it. You know, then you'll be able to work on campus. Yes. Other questions?
That kind of answer the questions. Thank you.
No problem.
Brandon Wong ask, okay, I think this ties to also the question that was asked before. He asked, how about equivalent to O levels in like academic levels? Would that be acceptable would that be acceptable as a minimum academic qualification?
When you say academics, again, anything above high school for undergraduate is more than enough. Yeah, so it's just high school. if someone comes up to Berklee and says, I haven't graduated high school, then, undergraduate program may not be for them. Yeah.
Yeah. I would say this question can be asked directly to Daniel as well, as he
You
might be more
can.
familiar with this.
Basically, you will get the same answer. That's all I'm going to say. Yeah. You can. You guys can double check with Daniel, but go ahead.
Yeah, but I would say in general, A levels are more acceptable worldwide.
A levels is definitely more acceptable worldwide.
Mm.
But Berklee's requirement is solely, not solely, mainly the priority is based on your music skills. That's my main point. Academics are important. Yeah.
Okay.
Anything else?
Yeah, we have one more question.
Yes.
If one has achieved diploma in ABRSM and LTCL diploma in piano performance, is it possible to transfer credits?
Unfortunately, no. Unfortunately. It is just a cert. You present it during your interview or send it over as an attachment when you apply for Berklee. It will be a plus for you, to have the cert. But credits are not transferable. Transfer credits are only transferable from Berklee Global Partners. Yep.
Hope that answer your question, Willie Long. Okay. Is there any more questions? If not, then we shall end this session. Yeah. Simon, do you have anything to add on?
I don't actually. It's mainly for you guys. So if you guys have any questions, I will just answer as direct as I can, and simple as that,
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for being so real in answering all those questions. Yeah.
No problem, no problem. Yes. It's always
Are you in Malaysia right now?
I am currently in Malaysia and looking forward to be able to fly back out. I'm actually based in China. Yes, so came home to enjoy more nasi lemak. Yes.
Thank you for taking your time to join us in this session today. Thank you so much.
You're most welcome. Thank you so much, Rondo and ABRSM, TRP, Penang Pack, and everyone. Thank you.
Yeah, we hope to see you in person.
Yes, sounds good. Stay in touch.
Yeah,
Take care.
and before I end, allow me to just share our closing some closing notes with you guys. So yeah, thank you again, Simon, for sharing. And yeah, this is the final session of our Muse at Weekend. We'd like to thank everyone who has participated. Thank you, guys. So what's next, right? What's next? Yeah, we're proud to announce and to introduce our consultation service, which is now exclusively launched for you guys. So through this, again, we provide a free 30-minute consultation session for those who plan to further their studies in music and or current students enrolled in music institutions. This will benefit you for your future admission applications for music institution, conservatories, and music festivals. So you can scan the link, scan the QR code, or click the link in the chat box. Yeah, so for all the questions that were asked just now, we would be able to help you in this consultation session. So for example, preparing documents, preparing your portfolios for your audition, if you're auditioning online, video recording as well, even interviews and even mock auditions. We are able to help you in any ways that you can think of. And yeah, so just scan the link, apply, and we shall get in touch and to help you to go into your dream school that you want to study in. Yeah, so make sure to click the link and check us out. So next, again, we have just introduced our fellowship program with the Orchestra of the Swan, Musical Exchange Program, MEP. So MEP is a fully funded training program where the selected composers and instrumentalists will undergo a series of workshops, lessons, and consultations with international experts. It is a great opportunity for you to enhance your career development in the program, and the fellows will be engaged in future opportunities with the Rondo production. There is no application fee at all. Head over to our website and click the link in the chat box to apply for MEP. All right, this is the final post-event survey that we would like you guys to scan and fill in. If you did not fill in the post-event survey before, please could you scan this link and fill in the post-event survey so we will know what we can deliver for you in the future that could help you possibly in your musical journey. So thank you guys. Thank you all again for joining us and being with us these 2 days for Music Weekend. Make sure to follow us on our social media and we shall see you guys soon. Thank you.